So you can still buy the Galaxy Buds Plus on Samsung's website for 119 Canadian dollars or $79.99 in the United States. So with these being the oldest one on their website and so many wireless earbuds to choose from, plus so many pro versions as well, are these still worth buying in 2021? Well, in today's video, I will be reviewing it and letting you know. Let's get into it. My Galaxy Buds Plus are in this really pretty light blue color. It's almost like a pearl blue. The wireless earbuds itself has 2 speakers, sound by AKG Audio Company. They have 3 microphones in them to pick up your voice during Zoom calls or audio calls. They also claim to have 11 hours of battery without the charging case, and then with the charging case, up to 22 hours of battery life. And I'm going to touch on all of these points throughout the video with my experience with these Buds Plus. One of the main reasons why I decided to go with the Buds Plus is because of its design. Now, I have a whole Apple ecosystem going on in my house. I have an iPhone 12 Pro, Apple Watch, I use a 2012 MacBook Air, 2015 MacBook Pro. So Apple ecosystem is around me. And of course, Apple has wireless earphones, and it just makes the ecosystem even better if you were to get the Apple earphones. Now, the reason why I didn't go with Apple is because of its design. I really didn't like how it had a stem. So when I saw the wireless earbuds Plus, I love the design instantly. I love that it has a wing tip because it makes it really easy to put in your ear. Now, a couple years ago, I've actually gifted it to my boyfriend for his birthday, so I've worn it in the past. And when I wore his, instantly I loved the fit. It felt like a hug to my ear. It was just so snug, it was so comfortable, and it just felt like it wouldn't fall out, even though I've never worked out with them when it was my boyfriend's. Now, I've used it for a month and a half now, and I've obviously worked out with them. I ran with them outside, and I have to say, it does not fall out. Like, I don't have that feeling where it's just like, oh shoot, it might fall out. It is perfectly secure in my ears. Even if you're sweating quite a lot, you may feel a little bit of slippage, but it's not to the point where it's gonna fall out. You might just have to like push it in. But that's if you're excessively sweating. Now, I can't speak to if you're doing like aggressive workouts, like a lot of movement and just like flipping and stuff like that, but for the most part, when I run, when I do my HIIT workouts at home, and when I do weight workouts, they don't fall out. I have no issues of them, you know, slipping out of my ears. Let's talk about how functional these earbuds are. If you tap it once, it's to pause a song, tap it twice is skip, and tap it 3 times, it would rewind a song. With my experience using these, when I have them in my ear, I'm tying my hair, they're very touch sensitive because when I gloss over my earbuds, it just pauses the song. So if you were to pause or go to the next song, it's so easy and you won't have any issues with it. Now, going back a song is a bit more difficult because you have to tap it 3 times really quickly. And if you're just staying still, you probably will have no issues about it. But if you're working out or running or something like that, it can be kind of difficult to tap it 3 times quickly enough for it to register that you want to rewind. Let's talk about the battery life in these Buds Plus. Samsung claims that without the charging case, it will last up to 11 hours. Now, with the charging case, it will last up to 22 hours of battery life. And I have to say, it lives up to that. For me, on average, I use it for about 3 to 5 hours a day at work and working out and at home every single day. And with that average of 3 to 5 hours a day, every single day, these Buds Plus on a full charge will last me up to an entire week, which is insane. This is, of course, with the charging case. Now, once I tested it without the charging case and how long it would last, and it lasted about 2 to 3 days. As for the audio quality in these Samsung Buds Plus, they're quite good. For some context, I listen to R&B music, EDM, hip hop, pop, and some alternative music. And my main takeaway is the vocals and the beats are really beautiful. They're very crisp, clear, and super smooth. I really enjoy listening to my favorite artists like The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, or Rihanna. And it's just so nice listening to their vocals because before these wireless earbuds, I was using Beats Audio Solo 3 headphones, and they are very bass heavy. So the vocals didn't come through as nicely as these wireless earbuds would. Now, with that being said, when I'm listening to heavy bass, heavy beats with my Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, there's almost almost kind of a buzzing noise in the background. It's almost like turning your speakers all the way up and you're playing this like rap song or EDM song, and the beats are just so heavy hitting that your speakers get a bit of a buzzing noise just because of the impact of the beats. And that's how I would explain it with my Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. Now, it's not that excessive where it ruins your experience listening to the music, but it is there and it is noticeable with that little bit of a buzz in the background. These wireless earbuds don't come with active noise cancellation, but I do have to say they do a good job of muffling the outside noise. And I have an example of this. I have an immigrant father who loves to speak so loudly on the phone, especially at night. And technology is great so they can hear you, but it's just immigrant parents, they love to talk really loud. Stop that like button if you can agree or if you can relate. But anyways, when I'm trying to sleep at night, I can't because he's just yelling on the phone. So what I do is I put these earbuds in and they almost make him sound like he's just whispering in the background, and I fall asleep like a baby. Like, I'm able to sleep with these wireless earbuds in, and it just goes to show how comfortable they are in my ear because they stay in and I don't even notice it. Now, there is an app available as well, and you can change the sensitivity of this as well. You can raise it all the way up or all the way down. Now, there's one downfall in these that I did not expect at all, and it's the latency issue. So I edit for a living. I edit for my job, I edit my YouTube videos, I match up my B-roll to the talking segment, I make a lot of cuts in editing, and with the latency issue, I'm not as precise with the earbuds. So I found a system where I can make cuts quickly and precisely, but it's not as efficient as I'd like to be, and I know it could be a better system. And this is something to consider, especially for those who cannot deal with latency. Gaming wise, I feel like that's something you guys would consider a lot. When I watch YouTube videos, it varies on devices. If I'm watching a YouTube video on my laptop, there isn't much latency. Like, I don't notice it, but on my iPhone 12 Pro, I do notice the latency issue, and it's 1 to 2 seconds. Now, with that being said, when I was buying my wireless earbuds, I knew that my budget with 100 Canadian dollars, there may be some downfalls, and I knew that because I didn't want to ball out on a wireless earbud because these are my very first ones. So I want to feel for it. I want to see what I like, what I want to look for in the future, what I prefer over something. That way, in the next couple months, when I do kind of have a bigger budget for wireless earbuds, I know what I'm looking for. So is it still worth buying in 2021? Yes and no. For 100 Canadian dollars, all the good stuff I've talked about, yes, it is definitely worth buying for that price point, just because audio quality for music is beautiful, especially for videos too. The battery lives up to what Samsung claims, so the battery life is great. The audio quality for calls is there as well. I've never had complaints about it. And the fit is just so beautiful. So for all of those reasons, yes, it's still worth 100 in Canadian dollars. But if you're an editor and gamer, and if you care about latency issue, then no, it's not worth it for you, just because latency is a big thing for me when it comes to editing, and if I knew that it had latency issue going into this, I most likely wouldn't have bought it. But do I regret buying them? Not at all. For 100 Canadian dollars, everything but the latency issue, it's great. That was my review. Hopefully it helped you out, and if it did, definitely slap that like button. I would totally appreciate it. However, that is it for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.